Good afternoon, and welcome to the debates for the SGA Executive President. Today we're going to hear from our three candidates who are vying for that very important position here at the university. I'm Ms. Holloway. I'll be your moderator this afternoon, and I am in the honors program here on campus and very honored to be here today. I also serve as coach of the Honors Speech and Debate Society, and so debate is what I do. The idea of students joining together to speak in one collective voice really predates student government associations. In the 19th century, college campuses often turned a bit rowdy when undergraduates united in protest about campus food or college housing. And so student government really helped to provide a more structured way for students to really impact their institutions and shape the campus culture. And so the position of executive president is really important to make that happen. We're going to begin with each candidate giving us an introduction of herself. And we're going to begin with Ms. Jayla Talbert.
Good greetings. I am Jayla Talbert, a nutrition and hospitality management major from Camp Hill, Alabama, and I serve as the SGA College of Agriculture, Life, and Natural Science Senator. I am the candidate for the SGA president for the 2022-2023 academic school year. My platform is reconnecting to our roots, rebuild, onward, opportunity, thrive, and serve. Thank you.
Ayanna Williams.
Greetings, Bulldogs. My name is Ayanna Williams. I am a junior civil engineering major, born and raised in the Sunshine State, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I currently have the pleasure of serving as one of the senators for the College of Engineering, Technology, and Physical Sciences, and I am one of the candidates to be the SGA Executive President for the 2022-2023 academic school year. I run on the platform of LEAD, and what LEAD stands for is Legacies Evolving Amongst Differences. I'm vying to be a people's president, so I'm so glad that you guys are all here. Thank you.
And then finally, Jayla Grima Scotty.
I'm a little tall. Greetings, everyone. I am Jayla Grima Scotty, a junior accounting major from the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado, and I currently serve as one of the junior class senators, and I am also running for the presidential position in SGA. My platform is pushing 3 Ps, prioritizing student voices, planning ahead, and putting in the work. Thank you.
All righty, thank you very much. We're going to get to our first question. Justice Thurgood Marshall is someone that I often look up to. He has some of the best quotes and ideas about government and how our society should look. One of the quotes that I love is he talked about intent, and he says, "What is the quality of your intent?" Basically, he meant that when we intend to do good, we do, and when we intend to harm, that usually happens. But what he wanted us to understand is that what each of us must come to realize is that our intent always comes through. So, what is the quality of your intent? My question is, outside of your campaign platform and your motto, why? What inspired you to run for the position of executive president of our Student Government Association? And so we're going to take turns on who goes first. And so the first person, we'll go alphabetically this time, is to answer this question is Ms. Jayla Green Muscati.
For me, I feel as though I have so many leadership opportunities. I'm involved in a lot. I'm currently in the Delta chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, where I serve as the corresponding secretary. I'm also in the University Echoes, where I'm on the fundraising committee. I'm also in the honors program, and I'm also in Phi Beta Lambda Business Fraternity Incorporated Xi chapter. So I feel as though I am more than qualified for the presidential position.
Thank you. Next up will be Jayla Talbert to answer the question, what inspired you to run?
What inspired me to run was I had a dream that I became SGA president. And God gave me that dream, I feel like. And I feel like I do have the qualities to be a SGA president. I also was inspired because I attended NASAP SLI in the summer. And seeing all those black leaders, black females, black males, it inspired me to want to be the president for this illustrious campus, because I know that I can lead us into a new today, a new tomorrow, and new years to come.
Ms. Williams?
Well, thank you so much for that question, Ms. Holloway. I'm glad that you mentioned Mr. Thurgood Marshall. I've had the pleasure to be able to attend the Thurgood Marshall College Fund Leadership Institute. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a great opportunity for students and leaders. I've participated in lots of pitch competitions where I've been able to make great connections. So when you're talking about intent to serve and intent to lead, I think it's more than just what you think you can bring. It's what you've already brung, because every great leader that we've known didn't just come up with the idea to lead. It's been what they've done so far. And as a senator for my college, I've had the pleasure to host the STEM Week. In addition to the STEM Week, I was able to partner with CDS, and with CDS, we were able to bring out alumni and other professionals to help our students, to engage our students. So I chose to run for this position because I believe that the work that I've already put in is just a blueprint for what I can give and add to this campus and to this university, where here we do believe that service is sovereignty. And I do currently serve as the cultural events coordinator for the AAMU honors program. And in the honors program, our motto is the best of that best. So it is my intent to carry that same motto and that same leadership to be the best of that best, to add on to the great SGA presidents that we have had and that we will have for years to come. So my blueprint, the leadership that I've already set, my mentorship, that's what I add to the table and what I will bring if elected to be you guys as SGA executive president. Thank you.
Thank you, candidates. My next question is about diversity and inclusion. We hear that all the time now. It's a popular buzzword, diversity and inclusion. It's a popular policy point as well, and often without concrete points on how to achieve it. So when you think about diversity and inclusion here at our institution, you can think about non-traditional students who are over the traditional age, or students who we would consider a minority here, are students from other countries. Question is, what are some specific initiatives that your campaign, that your leadership, that under you would want to implement to achieve a more diverse university community? This time we will begin with Ms. Ayanna Williams.
Once again, thank you so much for that question. So my goal here really is to increase retention rates. As we all know, retention rates for A&M and graduation rates are below average when considering college universities in general. So when speaking on terms of diversity and inclusion, my goal is to be an advocate for all organizations here on campus. You know, we do have common grounds, and A&M is a very traditional school. That is no secret to anybody here. My goal is to allow these students and to allow them to have a real platform, farther than just, parties or get-togethers, but where they can really make impact, where we can have people a part of their community, where we can have individuals for our students in the biology program, which is one of our biggest majors here on campus, get prepared to go off into their different majors, and into their post-graduation plans. I feel like that is something that A&M lacks. And most importantly, I would say mentorship. I do want to implement a mentorship program. First of all, running it through programs such as ASCE or AME or whatever major specific club that we have on campus to partner them with their freshmen, kind of to imitate the way the honors program does their mentorship. So I would say mentorship programs, increased opportunities for academic programs here on campus, to be an advocate, to be able to stand up in the boardroom and say, this club needs this opportunity the same way that it's been done for me. I plan on doing that for other individuals. Thank you.
Alrighty. We'll continue to go backwards. And so Jayla Grima Scotty.
Piggybacking off of what Ayanna said, A&M it's known to be a traditional school, and we've all seen that. Unfortunately, I do plan to push diversity by giving people who, aren't well known to have those leadership positions. Like she said, common grounds. They shouldn't just be able to, throw parties and things like that. They should be able to really lead. Also, giving out Student of the Month, that's a way to see everyone. I feel like sometimes, it's kind of like a popularity contest at A&M. We never really get to see who goes to our university. We never get to highlight everybody. It's always those same people, whether it's SGA or Greek life. We never get to see who's outside of those things, and that's something that I really would like to do.
The question is, what are some specific initiatives that your campaign wants to implement to achieve a more diverse university community?
Well, starting off with R, from reconnecting to our roots, is rebuild. And I would like to rebuild the leadership here on this campus by including all clubs such as Common Grounds, ISA, the Fashion Club, the Nutrition Club, the Engineering Club, all of those clubs to get in more together to provide a more leadership for them, give them a chance to achieve leadership and help SGA and other students. I also feel like with the other O in Roots is opportunity. I want to give them all of the opportunity to be a part of this campus in different ways. I want them to be able to say, when I went to A&M, I was able to lead and do the things necessary to become the leader, the best leader that I can be. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, candidates. The next question has to do with what you view, what you see as your most important responsibility for this position. I want you to think about your first 30 days. And at the end of 30 days, on that 30th day, what do you want to have accomplished on that 30th day that really demonstrates what you view as the most important responsibility and initiatives in this position, okay? So we're going to begin with Ms. Jayla Grima Scotty. I will ask it again. We're taking a peek into your first 30 days. At the end of that 30 days, what are some things that you would have accomplished?
There are a lot of things I want to accomplish, and I feel like 30 days is more than enough time. The first things that I want to accomplish would be Mental Health Mondays. I really want to push mental health. We do have those, a lot of clubs have those mental health talks, but I'd like if we could have professionals, people who could actually give advice instead of students talking to students, if that makes sense. Of course, that is beneficial, but I just feel like it would be a greater impact if we could have actual professionals. And with Mental Health Mondays, I'd like to push for a mental health committee in SGA that would allow at least one therapist to, meet at the student center just in case, someone is having a bad day. And, you never know when you'll need somebody to talk to, so you can't really have enough time to schedule an appointment. So that's something that I'd like to do in my first 30 days. Another idea I'd like to do is start a student activities calendar. I feel like it's a complicated process for organizations to really plan and know what they're doing and get approved for events. I want to have a calendar not only for organizations but for students. Sometimes you can't post your flyer until, a day before, and then, it's like, there's other orgs doing things on this day. I feel like it would be better organized if we had this calendar. That way, if anything, orgs wouldn't plan on the same day, and students would know events that are coming up. Because I've talked to a lot of students, and, they don't check their email every single day. Another idea I have would be to have a section in the student center to showcase student businesses. I feel like we should have we shouldn't only have twice a year opportunities to show off our student businesses. It should be every day. We should have a space where it could show our flyers. If anything, we should have a market day a month. Every Sunday, Wednesday, we have that platform. Why can't we give it to our students to really, advertise and use that opportunity? I'm big on prioritizing student voices, so I feel like those 3 ideas is what will do that. Thank you.
And I want all of my Bulldogs to be proud. So on Fridays, we will wear A&M gear because, Friday is fried fish Friday, so we all be in the caf, and you have your A&M gear, and we give away A&M stuff because I want all of us to be proud. I also would like to do a technology partnership with Apple, Windows, Dell, HP, because y'all do know the ThinkPads that we have now, they're not the best. And so I want to give students an opportunity to have better technology because we are moving in that direction of full online classes and needing technology. And the third one is to rebuild the housing and registration for classes because that is a very big issue on this campus. Always the housing website crashes, registration, you never get to get your classes because you have to have prerequisites and stuff like that. So I would really like to rebuild that, and that's it. Thank you.
So, if elected, my first step more towards talking to our faculty and our deans and professors here on campus. I do believe that one of the things that A&M really needs is a stronger sense of community when it comes to the academic realm. So it is my goal to establish town halls, which will be separated by colleges, right? So at the end of the first month, of course, this would take a lot of proper and careful planning. So working over the summer will definitely be a big part of that in order to prepare to have the deans be able to sit down and introduce themselves to students, whether it's in person or virtually, because we do know there are a lot of students in each college. But for you to be able to say I was on a Zoom call with the dean of my college and he gave me advice on what I should do, which could also help when it comes to academic advisement, because they do know the course curriculums, they know exactly how the criteria needs to be set up, worked, and rearranged and changed. So town halls per college, it could probably be a week rollout. And in addition to that, I would also like to establish definitely community organizations, so meeting with the presidents of the RSOs on campus to establish ground rules for how the year is going to go so that you don't run into the same issues of everybody's planning events at the same time. So the work will definitely start the moment elected, letting the RSO presidents know and their future presidents know that you will need to have your calendar planned out in advance, because you can already access next year's school calendar from moving day all the way down and all the way through. Of course, changes will be made, but that's something that needs to be planned out in advance so that every organization has the proper opportunity to get their events seen and heard here on campus. In addition to that, I would like to rebrand SGA in addition to our queens, like whether they be freshman, junior, senior, sophomore, all the way through, even with Miss A&M. So our class senators will work closely with our class queens in order to provide better engagement, with students. So if you were able to see your class queen on the quad one day, or if you were able to see them in their full regalia, working with their junior class senators at CDS events, when it comes to events which are mental health programming, and partnering those things with our public relations teams here on campus with your rollouts through, we do have Instagram pages for all of our colleges, thanks to the Reset administration, which was a great initiative. If we were able to push the publicity for the events that are going on each page, so if the College of Engineering is hosting something, then you're able to know. that, okay, you'll see that on this page. If you were to increase engagement by probably 10% for each college, then it would let people know on a nationwide level what we're doing here on A&M's campus. My last point to that, in addition to that, is rebranding athletics here on campus. There are a lot of athletic teams that do not have proper representation, so working closely with IT to build their own website where you can see stats, statistics, game updates, even when it comes to live streaming, because we do that. So if we were able to partner that with our television programming, it would be great. Thank you guys so much.
Alrighty. My next question has to do with one of the hallmarks of any successful university, and that is student retention. And so student retention is everybody's problem. It's everyone's issue, okay? Not just those on the front line. And students, since our student government, should have a hand in increasing student retention as well. So my question has to do with one of the factors. There are many factors that impact student retention. One of those factors is student morale and student engagement. And so my question to each candidate is, how would you, if elected in this position of executive president of the Student Government Association, how would you increase student morale and student engagement? We'll begin with Ms. Jayla Talbert. How would you increase student morale and student engagement?
Like I said before, and to give them the opportunity to have a leadership role. Other engagements, I would say, like I said with the A&M Fridays, that gives students an opportunity to come to the CAF and be engaged with SGA, with other clubs, and with their A&M gear on, to be proud of this college they go to. I would say we have the fashion club, and I would think that we could use the fashion club to design our clothes for SGA for like the games, like what the president or the senators would wear, because that gives them the opportunity to engage with the Student Government Association. Morale, I think we could really use like registration, advisors. I really think we'd need a department that is just full of advisors for all students, because you lose contact with your advisor over the years. They don't answer emails. You can't get in touch with them through phone. You know, they leave, some of them stay. So it's best that we get a department for your advisors and individually for each college, I think. Thank you.
Righty, trying to remember who went next that last time. We're going to go with Ms. Ayanna Williams, and then we'll have Jayla Grima to give the last word on this question.
So when speaking on issues of retention here on campus, it definitely boils down to academic advisement, and it is no secret that our advisors here on campus are underpaid and overworked. So if we were to partner your academic advisors with the mentorship program, because we know in every single college, there are students who have it all together, are on track to graduate, don't have any issues, no problems, they know something. You know, they're aware of some things that other students may not know. They don't, you know, there's a disconnect in terms of communication, and it is impossible to think that probably the 5 or 6 advisors that we have here on campus will be able to reach every single student. So my goal here is to establish, when I say a mentor program, it's not just fill out a Google form, you get to be a mentor. No, it would be partnered under every single advisor we have here on campus. They would have their list of students in order to work it. Of course, the students are not going into banner and registering them for their classes, but they can help out with the smaller issues instead of having to take it all the way up to, you know, your advisor when it's something as simple as you just need to fill out this form or you need to fill out that form. So I would say partnering our advisors with this mentorship program, which will be ran specifically through your SGA senators for each college. So it's an act of delegation at its finest, most definitely, in order to increase retention rates. And on a social aspect of it, one of the things that me and my co-senator were definitely trying to push out that we took a step back to rebrand was a podcast where you would be able to see your star students, your star leaders here on campus, they'll tell you their story. And with their story, it can give you some inspiration and insight to how you can lead here on campus. So if we were able to take that on a campus-wide level and campus-wide initiative where you see, here's the service that's available, because we do know people do not answer emails, but if you're seeing a podcast posted where you have your senator for the College of Engineering talking about the service opportunities that they have coming up, or even in your departments such as fashion, the arts, or whatever your major is, they're talking about the opportunities and clubs that they have going on, it gives you more of an impact and engagement. So definitely using this 21st century era of technology and of social media and using that as an advantage. But to answer your question of retention, it's definitely going to come down to the mentorship program, which will be led and ran through our SGA, through our designated and assigned mentors. So it will definitely be something that we need to use to our advantage in order to help out our academic advisors. Thank you.
All righty, thank you, candidates. I'm sorry, Ms. Jayla. Here we go. So sorry.
When speaking about student retention, I feel as though to keep a student here is to make that student feel appreciated. I feel like, as said before, A&M is a very traditional school, so certain students don't feel like they belong here. They don't feel like they belong in these leadership positions. No offense, but like, for example, for SGA, you can't have tattoos, you can't have crazy hair, you can't have crazy nails. It's like you can't express yourself. And it's like, for students to want to stay here, they should be able to express themselves while also given the opportunity to lead. So if elected, that's one of my ideas, is to let leaders be able to really express themselves. Thank you.
All right, now thank you, candidates. All right, so we're going to move to our final phase of this debate. So I would like each candidate, now that you've given your platforms and you've explained your platforms and discussed your ideas for engagement and morale, your ideas to ensure that we have a more diverse and inclusive environment. You've allowed us to take a peek into your priorities as president, should you get that position, and what accomplishments you would have on that 30th day. So finally, I would like for each candidate to tell us why should the student body here at Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University select you as their voice? Why should they select you as the executive president of the Student Government Association? And so we'll begin as we did the first time with Ms. Jayla Talbert, and then we'll go in order, followed by Ms. Ayanna Williams and Ms. Jayla Grima.
Why I think the students of Alabama A&M University should choose me? Because I want to give them the opportunity to become leaders. I want to advocate for them. I want to make sure that they get what they need as students, because I am a student and I've always known what I need at this campus. I need better housing. I need better registration. I need better leadership. I need better people to be there for me as a student. So I feel like as president, I can give the students of Alabama A&M someone that they need. Thank you.
The reason why I, Ayanna Williams, should be elected SGA president for the 2022-2023 academic school year is because I'm vying to be a people's president. And when I say that, I don't just mean in terms of making more parties, because I definitely feel like A&M has that box covered, but I'm rooting for the students who feel like they don't have anybody. My administration will be led on transparency, even when it comes to in terms of the issues that we do have with housing, the issues that we do have with our academic advisors. It's to be transparent. It's to show our students that our faculty and advisors are working hard. It's for me to advocate on the behalf of the individuals here who feel like they don't have a sense of community. It's to pull everyone together through leaders, through mentorship, through a real change that A&M needs for them to see that you can really start here and go anywhere in terms of programming and platforming. We have students who have went to this school, who have went on to great law schools, great medical schools. It's my goal to bring those students back, to bring our alumni back, to want to come and talk to our students, to get them to see and recognize why we are the great university that we are. I want A&M to not be overlooked anymore, because we do know our school is overlooked on a national level. It's time for them to see the opportunities that we have here, for them to see that this is not a settled school. It's a school full of great, like-minded individuals who have the potential to make great change. We have students here who have went on to work for the NFL, who have went on to work for Disney, who have went on to be doctors and leaders and lawyers here on campus. It is my job to help the students who are sitting in their dorm room afraid to go to classes because they feel like they can't make it and they're gonna drown. See that I'm here, that I was that student, that I don't have it all together, but I am going to advocate. I'm going to fight for you to see that you can start here and go anywhere. My service to this campus is to leave a legacy. As my acronym states, legacies evolving amongst differences. We're going to evolve as an administration. We're going to evolve as a campus and as a school if you guys were to vote me as your SGA president for the 2022-2023 academic school year. Once again, my name is Ayanna Williams. Thank you.
I feel as though I should be elected as SGA Executive President for the 2022-2023 academic school year because I am bringing my 3 Ps. I'm going to prioritize your voices. I'm going to make sure you're heard. It's my first P because it's my first priority. I already said I want to see representation. I want to see creativity. I want to see other people as leaders. It's not a popularity contest. It's who brings it to the table. My second P, planning ahead, is to help us keep our stress off of each other. It's to bridge the gap between faculty and students, because that's what we're missing, is that communication. Someone who will fix that gap, someone who will bring it to the table that it's a problem how we communicate. And that third P, put it in the work, is really to explain myself. I'm extremely persevering. I'm extremely tenacious. I'm willing to get anything done. Once I'm set a task, once I'm set a challenge, I will do anything to make sure I complete it, whether that's putting it on my back, staying up all night, whatever I have to do, like I said, to prioritize your voices. And that's why you should vote me, Jayla Grima, as your next executive president. Thank you.
Thank you so much, candidates. Let's give them all a hand. The Student Government Association is really central to our campus community here at the university. And the Student Government Executive President really represents the voice on campus. Is a person that is the model of every student here at the university. That person, again, represents, or should represent, the best that we have here on the Hill. And so hopefully, you know, doing this debate will allow students to make their best informed decision on who the student body wants as their next SGA executive president. So on behalf of the university administration and faculty and staff and the Department of Student Affairs and the Office of Student Leadership and Activities, on behalf of the current SGA right now, thank you for your attendance and your attention. And this ends our debate for today. Have a good one, and go Bulldogs.